Okay. Good here. Close enough, I think. Okay. Alrighty. Now that we have... That was a very good use of that ability. In these games, I usually pretty much just fight everything, even if I've already... Finding it's always good to get experience and such. Especially when I'm on a higher difficulty level. And for me, at least, anything above beginner in Kingdom Hearts can be pretty rough, as I have found recently. Been making my way through Remind, and after being able to do New Game Plus and start with my Keyblades, including good old Ultimate Weapon in KH3, I figured that I could run it on Proud Mode, and I did every time. So it was pretty easy, really. Even the fights where you don't get to use Sora were pretty easy. Then I got to Remind, and the Data Org fights are holy cow. I've made it through 10 of them, I think. Maybe 9 of them. Xemnas is really tough. I could forge my way through him, but Luxord just seems impossible because of the stupid minigames you have to do. I just have no ability to do that. But, makes me really regret doing that now. I wonder if I can get all the endings, not doing them. Oh, Luxord just sounds so... But that's not the point here. So here we're playing Birth by Sleep again with Terra. So yeah, now that we've got our links up, it's time to run down here and battle against the boss, the spinning wheel. Yes, Cinderella's spinning wheel. Okay, sure, whatever. I think I was trying to either do Aqua or Ventus for my D-Link. Okay, I do that. I thought that one of these fights later on, I know I used Maleficent on accident and have to rely on that. Totally messed up his finisher ability. Takes me a little bit to get used to BBS. All the controls are just slightly off from the regular Kingdom Hearts, that, especially since when I first recorded this, I was playing Kingdom Hearts 2 anyway. But it's a little bit rough. There we go. Now I'm starting to take this guy out properly. That attack haste with him is pretty wild. It's sad he only gets 3 attacks, but even so, they come so much faster. It's such a big attack haste compared to otherwise how he does it. I should be using my shot lock here too, I think, but totally was obsessed with just normal fighting. One of the nice things about the Aqua and Ventus D-Links is that they do come with cure spells attached, so... And finished. So at the end of each world, you get a deck capacity increase and usually a Keyblade and or a new drive form. I'm not sure what they call form change, whatever they're called in these.
Sorry. I'll get your light back. Once I learn to stand up against the darkness. Why would Master Xehanort imprison the light?
Obviously, for a bad reason.
The purest hearts of light. Do they hold the answer?
That's a good question.
7 pure hearts, each completely void of darkness. Such a search may take some time.
Yeah, 10 years apparently, all the way into Kingdom Hearts 1. So Fairy Stars is overall the best balanced Keyblade of the first 3 you get, and the one to use in the game for quite a while, for pretty much all your characters, as far as I've seen. Just offers too much of a... it's like one's 2-3, another's 3-2, and that one's 3-3, I think, something like that. So I remember using it on most of my Terra run, or my Aqua run. I used it on my Terra run for a while before, and now I get to here. I also get to increase my my deck and add a few things. I'm not really all that fond of the elemental edge attacks. But I need to try and get some more abilities. I really, really like leveling up abilities in this game, though. The leveling, I've always been a grinder in my role-playing games. That's how I play. I like to grind up different amounts, but usually if there's something to grind for, I will stick and do that. Similar to how earlier I was grinding for the upgrade there, and so yeah, that's okay. -1 strength, but +2 magic. I decided not to go with him, I guess. I remember last time I used it anyway because the stat bonus was too good, but I decided to rely on the physical gear, I suppose. I guess I'm going to be using a different one. I was pretty certain I went with it again. I definitely go with it with Aqua's because it's better than hers, and she's more magic focused anyway. So I did it there. I'll go all this. But yeah, as I was grinding to get the D-Link things that I need, I'm probably going to stop and do that pretty much every time I get a D-Link. And this is just fabulous. Terra arrives as Cinderella is crying because her dress got torn.
Is something wrong?
You go, Terra. You can comfort her.
Made me the most beautiful dress, but my stepmother and stepsisters ruined it, and I was so looking forward to the ball.
Okay, Terra, you have to comfort her. Come up with the right line to do so. You can do this.
Darkness always finds a way into a wounded heart. You have to be
What?
strong. The strength of heart
Oh, yeah.
will carry you through the hardest of trials.
Sure, Terra, sure. That's exactly what she needed to hear. Good job.
Unversed.
Using violence to help deal with this. This very haunting, nice little emotional music. Critical impact is probably the worst of the initial abilities. Terra's Terra's critical impact is bad. Ventus's I haven't done enough to really know how good it is, but Aqua's Dreamweaver or Spell Singer or whatever it is, it's Spellweaver. It's the combination of the two. Spellweaver. It is awesome. Crazy thing there. Good experience. Pop. Okay, and she was so forlorn.
Not anymore.
She didn't even notice as we were battling all these monsters.
Art is important, but that's not all you need.
Oh, thank goodness. Someone who can actually talk to her and help her shows up.
You have to believe in nothing.
Nothing, my dear. Oh, now, you don't really mean that.
Oh, but I do. It's just no use.
Very subtle way of shifting her, too. I mean, she should have noticed that. She was crying on the bench. Suddenly, she's backwards, and the very godmother's there, and she's crying on her instead.
Dry those tears. You can't go to the ball looking like that.
The ball. Oh, but I'm not.
Of course you are, but we'll have to hurry. Now, what were those magic words? Oh, yes.
Like you use anything else.
Bibbidi-bobbidi-boo!
And now, because they haven't bothered to bring in the mice and have them at all, they just get a coachman and horse out of nowhere. But at least we get to see the pumpkin turn into a pumpkin-shaped carriage pretty easily. But yeah, the mice were around trying to comfort her, and they're supposed to be doing that. But the mice have been nerfed from Terra's story. Terra doesn't meet the mice at all. They don't matter. Who cares about the mice? Ventus does, especially when he's mouse-sized.
Dress.
I think that Aqua meets the mice too. Terra's the only one who's not pure enough of heart to meet the mice, I guess. Whatever.
It's a dream come true.
Yes, but like all dreams, I'm afraid this can't last forever. You'll have only till midnight, and then on the stroke of 12, the spell will be broken, and everything will be as it was before.
Yes, I understand.
Now we finally get the name of our world. Castle of Dream.
Her heart was full of light. Why didn't I see it? What did you do? I can hardly tell she's the same person.
Who are you?
He's been standing here this whole time.
Terra, in your heart, do you believe
Quite a way
that
to
dreams
ask
can
it.
come true?
I do. But I also believe you have to make an effort to make them come true.
Yes, of course. But sometimes just believing in dreams is easier said than done.
Which is very true.
Cinderella believes her dreams can come true. I wanted her to see that she is right.
So that's what made her shine. Faith in her heart that anything is possible. Where did she go?
To the royal ball at the palace. Go, and when you see her dancing, you'll know that she believes, and that will help you to believe too.
Oh yeah, kind of interesting start to this point. First of all, we have to explore and find any chests that are around, obviously. Nothing there that I saw, so move on to this area where more unversed, of course. But yeah, this is a really fun game to level because you will not only level yourself and get money, but you also level up these abilities. Then you combine the abilities to make more abilities. In some ways, it feels better a lot of time just to develop new abilities as you level up and such. But when you are able to grind and you have the patience to do it and stuff, it makes this really nice because you can get, since you can upgrade Blizzard spells to Blizzara spells and then Blizzara to Blizzaga, for example, and everything else, it makes it a whole lot easier to get through these. There's also leveling up your finish commands, which I don't quite understand as much. So I've been trying to do that, but I don't know exactly where the experience comes from. I remember that they said something somewhere in one of the speedruns or something I watched of it, but it's largely using the finish commands, I think. But anyway, so I'll be messing around with that a little bit too. Diamond Dust is okay. Terra starts with the very worst of the abilities. His Diamond's Dust Surge is not particularly strong or interesting. And the finisher here is very quick and short range around him. Not like Lightning Bolt or Fireball. He will get those eventually, the Thunderbolt and the Flame, whatever. But and once again, thrown off by it being X'd open a chest instead of a triangle. Why do they do that to us? Because they hate us, obviously. Okay, so only a 14-minute video so far, so I'll go ahead and move through the next area before saving. I spent a lot of time in the previous one just leveling up my links and such, so I ended up just barely finishing with anything left in that world and finished it in a couple of minutes. This time around, I think I'm going to finish the entire world before moving on to the next video. Oh, there it is, chest. I knew there was a chest. And for some reason, some unversed standing there seemingly frozen or something. Pulsing crystals. Attaching the crystals, too, to get all your command abilities is really neat as well. And it's actually that makes the level 1 critical version of this game so neat, is because you can still level up abilities and use them.
Not here, too.
So you can have the challenge of not gaining more experience or you know, getting just being able to over level, but you can get the abilities that will help you out. Oh yeah, you gave me the totally useless advice.
Please, may I go with you? I so want to get to the ball.
Pretty lady has me mesmerized.
But stay behind me, or you'll get hurt. You're not worried?
Didn't you tell me it was important to stay strong?
Holy cow, he did say something useful after all?
I guess I did.
Okay, well, whatever.
So, you ready?
Yes.
This was a brilliant idea I had, to just go ahead and play it while I had the chance and record it, and then record in the commentary and everything else afterwards, but it's making it a little bit clumsier to deal with than I thought, especially just because of trying to line up being able to watch the video properly and record it. Because the problem is, I can put the sound from the recording video onto the new recording I'm making using that, which is fine, but I'm not, I can't hear the sound of the recording unless I watch the actual video, so I want to be able to listen to the sound so I know about the dialogue and stuff. In that way, when I can get it to line up properly, it works better even than the, what do you call it, the, you know, just doing from the capture card, because the capture card, or capture device rather, doesn't have the delay that because it has a delay that I don't have on the video here. But Hungry Crystal, some more stuff we can level with. The only problem is that the randomness of it is pretty rough sometimes. So you can keep getting the same ability that you've already mastered. Some of them stack up nicely a lot of times, so I can get attack haste and magic haste quite a bit, but shot locks are awesome too. This game introduced a lot of stuff that's neat. The form changes are not quite as good as the drive forms in FH2, but they're fun. Shot locks are just awesome. I'm glad that KH3 added both of them, or changed it to the form change, which is still fun, even if it's not quite as good. Of course, now I figured out that I'm going to have to purchase the stupid bonus Keyblades, DLC Keyblades for Kingdom Hearts 3, because they give you the dual Keyblade form change. And I just want that so bad, even though I already have Ultimate Weapon, and it's as good or better than Oathkeeper anyway, but still, darn it, I want my two Keyblades. There are some ways, too, in which this command deck is broken. Because I don't do much with it, actually. I go ahead and like to leave just one cure, but I've seen other people who play casually and recorded the videos, like Nixie Pup, who, for some of the later fights that were very tough, they stacked on cures so that they could constantly heal themselves and just use combat. And that's kind of often how I like to do it anyway. Neat little finish there. Oh, more appear, but hey, I'm going to use my finisher style ability. Counter Hammer, which I need to equip. I always have trouble figuring out how to equip these, though. There are the two wicked stepsisters trying to crowd in. There's nobody else here, though. There are two wicked stepsisters. There's the butler. There's the prince. The evil stepmother's off to the side. No one else is at this ball. Where are they? Probably video game assets thing, especially with the video game. You know, that when these characters are actually sprites in the engine and such things, or characters in the engine, the more figures you add, the more it adds to the amount of processing power they have to use on the scene, which is why on like the 1,000 Heartless things, even in KH3, when you get to areas where you're fighting hordes of Heartless, they're not there as regular units. They're like paintings on the background and stuff, and you can tell that they're totally different. You know, again, even in the Unreal Engine Advanced KH3 thing, because
Maybe just believing is enough.
having all of those would just be as sprites would do too much. But still, it makes me really observe as I come into here. Man, this is an empty
But who is she,
ballroom.
Mother? Do we know her?
Well, the prince certainly seems to. I've never seen her before.
No,
And my word, they're
but she certainly is.
the buttresses, whatever these have.
There
Isn't
is
that
something familiar
a thing for it? They increase to increase their, I don't know. That they look like horses under those dresses. My word, they really are evil, wicked, and ugly stepsisters.
Unversed. Tell me, how do I get up there?
Well, there is a...
This guy is way too tall. This poor guy has gigantism. He's taller than Terra, who's a big guy. Of course, the Disney Worlds with their different art styles and stuff mixing in, then the compared to the Kingdom Hearts one are different. But now I can finally use that door, and I can finally explore this room. So, yep, time to go collect some chests. I think this is the fight where I want to use either Aqua or Ventus, I'm not sure which, and I end up using Maleficent. The worst part about X being your command there is that triangle in normal KH games, since it's a situation command, the minute it comes up, it will instantly allow you to use it no matter what you are. So you just move to the chest and then it appears. But with this chest, it shows you semi-locking onto it. You think, okay, now I can use X to open it. But because you aren't facing it exactly, it doesn't replace your attack command yet. So I'm, instead of opening it, trying to attack it. It's definitely the thing that's the worst about the design to this game. Even so, the way they transferred it from the... I'm checking my levels there, too. So I really need to get my hand on some more abilities, but unfortunately I don't just really have any. Bind is the only other one. I don't have any cures yet either, so it's a good thing that Aqua and Ventus do. I could get some potions, I guess, but again, I think I've mentioned that before, and that way I'm very, very grateful for, yeah, they automatically come on, so I am attacking faster. I was the and you get automatically, which is good. But, what was I talking about there? Anyway. Oh yeah, it's good for me, as I think I mentioned before. I like how they handle items in this game, sort of. You have to put them on the command deck to use them, which I think is pretty stupid, because not only do you have a limited amount, but they take the place of your other abilities that you can use. So I just sell them. So that's the nice thing, is I don't have to worry about them, so I can sell them and use that to get other new commands and things. I can't reach that. Too bad. Only 2 minutes left of my video, I'm kind of surprised. I guess the fight with this guy goes a lot better than I thought. Maleficent does do quite a bit of damage, especially compared to Ventus. I do get the faster attack, but Maleficent's abilities are all super duper damage focused, so... Either that or I just decide to quit here and once again use the... So I get Thunder, which is really nice. That I definitely... Yeah, I guess I probably put the fight at the beginning of the next video again. Oh well. Gonna purchase some things here. Selling my potions, like I said, I don't really need them, so might as well sell them. Ethers especially, because what do they do again? Restore focus. Yeah, don't really need to restore focus that much. You get it back really fast, this game. A little bit less in Kingdom Hearts 3, where it's even more overpowered, but even so. Want to get multiple cures so I can get up to I need to look up how to get once more and what's the other one? The other defensive ability that prevents you from dying. Second chance. Second chance and what? So you have to be... if you start getting hit by attacks, they'll only reduce you... Both single hits and combos will only reduce you to that. So this Blizzard will give me Blizzard Edge, which I go for just mostly to get into ability, I think. I don't really like the edges much. But I guess it is kind of better for Terra because he's more attack-focused than magic-focused. Yeah, definitely not fighting anything here, so I'm going to be doing the fighting at the next video. It's got a few... Don't have anything else I can combine. Slow and Sleep can't combine to anything, which annoys me. But now I can do a new ability, which I go with Cure. So all I'll have is Critical Impact as a form change, but that's okay. So yeah, let's go back and save it, and I'll start the next video after this. Uses actual PS4 saving, which I don't really like much, but oh well. Until next time.